did we meet? We met in Russian class second year, which would have been
2001, I think. So we were in second year Russian together at Portland State, and I think we sat near each other during class, and I would always try to compete with him, actually, on our tests. It was kind of like Anna Green Gables thing. We would get our tests back, and I would hear him talking about what score he got on his test, and I'd always compare it with mine, and it would drive me to study harder.
Mine would always be higher.
No! My first impression of him, oh my goodness, was that he was a jerk. He would always pick on me and pick on other people in the class. He had a very brash way of conducting himself. And I remember one time during class, actually, there was a gentleman in our class who was a former Marine, and he would always stand up for me because I was very shy and, you know, I don't know, I didn't really stand up for myself. And so Kelly was flirting, but I didn't know that that's what that was, because I never had the little boys pulling on my pigtails as a girl. I mean, I didn't know that, you know, growing up in a family of sisters. Long and the short of it was, Kelly had said something really mean to me. I don't even remember what it was, but this guy, Todd, who was the Marine, stood up for me to Kelly, and he said, "Don't you know you hurt her?" I don't even remember what the wording was, but Kelly ran after me after class and actually apologized. And I was actually kind of freaked out to see him running after me, but it was sweet that he had apologized.
And she runs fast. So my first impression of Renate was, I guess, the skirts.
Yeah,
The
always wore skirts.
blonde hair, blue-eyed girl in skirts, very conservatively dressed all the time, very smart, quiet. I had spent 10 weeks in St. Petersburg and was horribly lonely, and so had emailed Renate, who was in Poland at the time.
Yep. Just for part of your stay, though.
Just for a part of my stay,
Yeah.
right. And then we had, I guess we had made arrangements to meet when I got back, or when you got back, or when we were both back in town.
Yeah, they were having a organ symphony on the waterfront concert.
Yeah, the free concert to open up the season,
Yeah.
and they played the 1812 Overture, and we sat on the waterfront, and I did my best to keep you warm without actually touching you.
One of those awkward first dates. Yeah. But the next one was really memorable. We went to Santa Cruz and we were walking around the waterfront, and I remember we were walking under a pier and a big wave came in and Kelly picked me up, so the wave didn't get me, and I was just kind of thrown back at how sweet and chivalrous that was for this crusty engineer. You want to add anything, sweetie?
It was cold water.
It was cold water. I have no doubt, but it didn't touch me.
Our first kiss was quite memorable for all the wrong reasons.
I don't remember.
It was that August when we were dating after the symphony, and we were on the waterfront. Yes,
That's right.
and we were walking romantically on the East Bank Esplanade,
which had just recently opened.
Yep.
Yep.
And I don't remember how it came about, but we kissed, and I made a comment.
He said it was a lot better than in his dream, because in his dream I was a horrible kisser. And I thought, well, just because I'm some conservative, prudish girl doesn't mean I don't know how to kiss, and I was glad to have proved him wrong.
When did I realize I was in love? It was fairly early on. We had been friends, certainly through the time we went out of country over the summer. But yeah, I would say it was at the symphony.
Really?
Yeah. When I kind of put my arm around you without putting my arm around you, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was the years of, not being in love.
Yeah,
And
that's true. I think it took me a little bit longer. I don't remember an exact moment, but I know when I lived in Poland, Kelly got me through my first couple months there because, I'd moved to a different country. I'd never lived on my own before. Never been away from my family before, and here I was in this other country. And I remember one of the first weeks there, I learned about this chat program that they had where, I could actually talk to Kelly, because I didn't have a cell phone, I didn't have a home phone, I didn't have cable even. And Kelly got up at 3 in the morning to install this stupid chat program that was completely in Polish. So he did his best to understand, and I just remember getting away between classes to be able to chat with him was just my big release and my connection with home, and that's when I knew that we had a really special connection. And even though we broke up, it was actually because I knew that I loved him so deeply that I didn't want to get back in touch with him, because I was just worried that I wouldn't be able to make it work out. And, so it took 3 years of pushing him out of the farthest corners of my mind before I finally just gave in, and we met up, and it was love all over again.
Yeah, and that the second time we met up, that was, for me, that was pretty instant.
Yep, it was.
To see you and you smiling, that was special.
We both have a penchant for random facts.
Oh yeah, it's complete trivia hounds.
Totally, and I don't know where it comes from, but it really complements each other. I can ask him the most random thing, and he'll know it. And I'll also start talking about a news story, and he'll be able to finish the story because we both are really big on keeping up on current events. So as far as doing small talk or even deep talk, long talk, whatever, big talk, we're really good at that. What do we butt heads about? Go ahead. I was just repeating the question.
We're both incredibly stubborn.
Yes.
And
Yes.
each of us has a way we like to do things.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, and we're just absolutely different. I mean, we come from different backgrounds. We're both registered opposite political parties. I mean, you know, if you ever thought of a partnership that you didn't think would work, it's us. But yet...
Let's not put that in the
You don't
wedding
have to
film.
put that in there. But, I mean, I think that speaks for the strength of our relationship, is that we've been able to bridge all of these seemingly impossible differences.